Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and oh my God, I'm joined by such a special, lovely guest. It is a huge honor to bring on one of the best players of the recent season of Australian Survivor. Ladies and gents, please welcome the amazing, the wonderful, the phenomenal Caroline. Caroline, how's it going?
Well, Mucky, wow, I think that's the best intro I've ever had. That's amazing.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had some pretty nice ones. In fact, they're always nice, but that was amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here and chatting all things Survivor AU. We, you and I have just been talking about our love of the game and love of Australian Survivor. And this season is no different from the others. They're all different and they're all special in their own ways, but we don't love them any less, do we?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's something I really wanted to ask you. Where did your love for Survivor begin? Did it start with US Survivor? Did it start with Australian Survivor?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started watching Survivor when it first began in 2000 with Richard Hatch winning. And I've probably watched every season. Well, I've watched every season of US Survivor, but up until season 38, definitely 38, I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
It's like my therapy. Like, I love listening to it. I love watching it. Like, if I'm kind of frazzled about something or I just want to chill, like, I know I can just go and turn on a Survivor and I can watch, binge watch a season or whatever. I absolutely love it. Are you watching current season?
No, I'm not. Yes, I'm a bit of a anti-new era kind of guy. I mean, nothing to do with the cast, just mostly about all the twists and all the advantages and stuff. I mean, it's really been.
It's definitely different. 26 days and 3 tribes always, and it's 3 tribes of 6, so there's not a lot of room to move, blah blah blah. So it's definitely interesting, but I can't not watch it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I went to season 47 finale last year in New York, and that was awesome.
Did you get to meet many great American Survivor players at the finale?
So many. Yeah, and lots of 45s, lots of 46s. All of 47. It was one of the best nights of my life, Mucky. Like, it was crazy. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it was kind of over a few days. They had quite a few events in the days leading up to it. And we even had a Survivor AU. We called it a brunch. And we had Tim Tams and barbecue shapes and, fairy bread and Aussie stuff. It was really fun. And we had, fans come in, and we had players from Survivor Quebec. We had survivors from Survivor Brazil come as well. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was really cool.
Look at you, pre-gaming for Australia versus the world.
Yeah. It was real. It was really, really nice. They were, I have to say, one of the greatest things about obviously playing Survivor is becoming part of this Survivor community. And, like, I was walking into a room and, meeting people that I was fangirling over, and then they're fangirling over me. And that was nuts. But an amazing experience.
Yeah, there must be so surreal. Like, you've been obviously a big fan of the show for so long. You've seen people on these TV screens that you're a fan of, but they're also a fan of you. It's like, what? No.
Yeah. And then, people knowing who I was, I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Yeah.
I actually got recognized, for the first time at a club, actually. It was for, a stag party. And someone was like, you're Mucky Hope, right? And I was like, how the hell do you know who I am? I've got less than 100 subs, but it was crazy.
It's a crazy feeling, and obviously a really lovely feeling, and it's good.
And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this current season of Australian Survivor. Are you loving it? There's a lot of mixed reactions this season.
So there is a lot of mixed reactions. It's really interesting because this is obviously the first season that I'm watching since my season. And I think you watch it in a different way once
Yeah.
you've watched your own season and then watching this first season back, and you definitely watch it in a different light. I'm definitely watching the edits far more closely
Yeah.
because I know what my edit looked like. And, you know, I think one thing that Survivor AU doesn't do well, but Survivor US does do well, is that we get to know the person. Like we get
Yeah.
and on Survivor AU that you didn't really know me. Well, you didn't know me actually at all as a person. And like I was saying to you before, like I'm a really positive, happy person, and I don't think they saw me smile on screen for like weeks. I dropped the first F-bomb in the first episode, so I was I drop a few F-bombs and whatever's,
Yeah.
but yeah, but don't think that they really kind of show the character that, or the archetype that they're portraying, but it's not really that's not really me, you know. It's the way that they cut the edit to make me look like a particular person, and I know that going out there, I know that watching that back, I'm all cool with it. That's what's going to happen. They're going to do what they want with the content that they've got, and create the narrative that they need to create a great TV show. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, we're going out there to play a game and, you know, fucking, you know, compete with 23 other people and see if we can get to the end of a 47-day game. And yeah, they're creating a TV show that people want to keep coming back watching year after year. And I think they're doing that very well. And I think if we were looking at seasons back to back, especially that looked quite similar, we wouldn't want that. Like I would say about this season, it's fucking chaotic. Like it's been crazy. Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, could I work with this person? Could I work with that person? How would I get along with this person? How would I get along with that person? So interesting. But I've loved getting to know as much as the little tidbits that we get. I've loved getting to know this cast. I know how hard it is out there. Like, I don't think what people don't understand is that Samoa is a third world country, but it is really, really hot during the day and it is freezing cold at nighttime. And we're in the jungle or on an ocean beach, and it is like, it's noisy, it's wet. It's so wet and windy, and the conditions that we have to live in day to day, you know, you never, you know, from the day you step on that island, you just have to check with yourself. I'm not going to be clean until I get out of here. Like, never, no matter what you do. Like, I'd get down on the beach every day and I'd scrub sand on my body to try and scrub the dirt off, but you never quite get it off.
Yeah, I've always loved those like mud challenges and seeing the contestants walk back. It's like, how on earth you got to get that off? Like, that's going to stain on you forever.
I was like, in our season, we actually didn't get like a full mud challenge like they did this year. And I was a bit disappointed, to be honest, because I was like, I wanted that experience, you know, like I wanted to, but there was one challenge that was really, really difficult, you know, where it was a challenge in stages, and we had to climb a net and we had to climb this and go through that. And then we had to go through one of those twist nets.
Oh,
you know, when
yes.
you go in and you have to flip your body over and over. Well, and that was in mud. So when because it was like, it's in the middle of the day and and it was boiling hot, the mud dried pretty quickly. And so we got dirty, but we didn't get muddy like they did in a couple of episodes ago.
Yeah. No, that's one challenge I would hate to do, because I'm a really big guy. I'm 6'4". I'm like 90 kgs, so I know I'd get stuck in there.
You know what? You would have been okay. You would have been okay, because what I did, and I'm sure this is what I made sure I wasn't the first person. I think I was the third or fourth person to go. And I just watched what the others did, and whoever did it well, then I emulated that. And whoever did it badly, well, I didn't do that. You know, like I knew which way I had to turn. I knew that the faster I turned, the faster I rotated my body, the faster I was going to get through the net and get out. Because like you can get yourself, like even when you're crawling under a net crawl, like it's an awful feeling, like very claustrophobic, and that's not a good feeling. But it's all mental, you've just got to use this and just talk to yourself and just tell yourself, you can do this, you can get through this. And that's what I did constantly.
Yeah. Just a couple of comments I do want to quickly bring up here. We've got the amazing Char Dude. Welcome here, Char Dude. Thank you so much for dropping by. My favorite host, the Queen of Titans vs. Rebels. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
She is the Queen. And from Ras as well. My first time catching a live show, and it's with the Queen of the Titans. Hell yeah. Most underrated game to date. Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.
I will admit this, during as we're watching seasons live, I wasn't as high on your game, but I've recently rewatched Titans vs. Rebels with my parents, and I noticed all the things you were doing, like pre-swap, during swap, and even during the merge. It's like, how on earth did I miss this? And I just want to apologize. I wasn't as high during the live, but yeah. And yes, Chad, I have missed you. I have missed you, mate. I miss you every single week, Chad. You are an absolute big brother. So to interrupt. Was it you were going to say?
I was just going to say, like, I think when you're watching it, we watch the episodes so quickly, and we've also got other stuff going on, and sometimes you don't catch everything, and it's not unless you're kind of really focused and you're really like watching the shit out of these episodes. Like I know that I get distracted even when I'm watching an episode, that you miss these little subtle things. And I will say that, the edit is what the edit is, and I know I'm proud of my game. I know what I did out there. I know the relationships I had, and I'm super proud of what I did. So it's all good, Mucky.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, I did have the love goggles for Eileen. So any scene that didn't have Eileen, I was just
and why wouldn't you?
Watching. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Why wouldn't you? She and I actually have the same birthday.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yep.
Wait, hang on. I remember.
We're not born in the same year. We're born on the same day. Yeah.
Hang on. I'm trying to remember when it was, because I wished you a happy birthday last year.
Okay. Well, I don't think I got a happy birthday from you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But happy birthday for November?
Yep.
It is. All right, hang on.
Come on.
I'm going to say a solid November 14th.
No. It is an even number, though.
Oh, an even number. Okay, there's 31 days, even number. I'm going to say 24th.
No.
It's
got a 2 in it, though.
Oh, okay. 22nd?
No, 2nd.
Oh, 2nd. Wait, November 2nd?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that does have it. Sorry. I was just like, wait, how's it?
It's an even number, and it's got a 2.
It's got a 2. No, I'm with you. I was like, hey, what? 2 is a 2?
She's crazy.
So I can't do maths. But do you know who else can't do maths?
Who?
This amazing season of Survivor. There's so many wild and chaotic moves. And I just love to quickly talk about the final 5 move we saw, where we literally had a 2 to 1 to 1 to 1 vote.
Yeah.
Like you've been a part of a final 5. How crazy is it with such few numbers in the game?
That is crazy. And I think, isn't it the first time is it the first or second time in global Survivor history that's ever happened? It's absolutely wild. And I can't believe it's happened, and we can see why. Like, if everybody, and the fact that Zara was the only one that knew where everyone was voting. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's been so crazy because I kind of knew that this 4 was going to be the final 4. I was like, Kate and Morgan, this will be their boot episodes. But it's such a crazy way on how we got here. Like, no one really trusts each other. Everyone's looking to knife each other at every point, and everyone's taking shots at each other too. Like, how hard is it to keep all these threats around? Because obviously you had Mark and Ferris and Kirby and Raymond with you. How do you navigate the game knowing all these big threats are playing?
Well, and as you know, like, we got to a final 4 and it was a 2-2 split, and Raymond and I had to go to fire, and that was a crazy day because I knew that we were going to go to fire, and I think Raymond knew as well. And so he was practicing fire all day. But
Yeah.
I think to get to a final 5 and to get a 2-1-1-1, it was like we've never heard of it before. And I mean, it makes the game exciting because, I mean, look at the way that JLP read out those votes, and it was like, who the fuck is going home? Like, obviously, Miles is not going home. We know Kaylin's got the immunity, but who's going home? It's crazy.
Yeah,
no, Zara had immunity. So
Zara had immunity.
Yeah, but everyone else got a vote. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something I wanted to ask you. Do you think Zara made the right choice here? Because each one of these players is a massive threat to a game. Kaylin, who's a challenge beast. AJ, strategic mastermind. Miles, he's a massive underdog. But Kate's also a endurance threat. Do you think Zara made the right choice going for Kate?
I think Zara, kudos to Zara. Like, honestly, it's such a difficult decision. And what we don't know is their relationships that they have out there.
Yeah.
And Kate was her biggest threat. She was obviously thinking about final 3 and who she's going to be able to beat at that final 3 challenge.
Yeah.
And Kate was definitely the one that was going to be able to beat her. And it was obviously important to Zara. And I look forward to hearing, when the game's finished, what her thoughts were about all of this. But you've got to give respect to her. It was a big move. She had to get rid of her biggest challenge threat. And also, like, we've seen this relationship that she's got with AJ. Do we know that? I mean, we see talk of AJ not wanting to take her through, but do we really know that that was the case? Was there something more to it than that? Was AJ actually going to take Kate through because he thought that he could beat her? So there's all those things that you've got to consider. What did you think?
I thought it's definitely the right move, because something that I sort of found about AJ's game is that not all of it has been shown, because it seemed like he was so obviously going to be the merge vote. He's literally calling out hostages during tribe swaps, and he didn't receive a single vote. Like, how is he not being targeted? And I think he's building such good relationships. I think he's got a very phenomenal relationship with Zara. We've seen that time and time again. And I think Zara potentially genuinely thinks that she's going to the end with AJ.
Yeah. And we don't see a relationship between her and Kate. Like, so what was their relationship out there? We don't know, because we don't see it. And I'm sure there would have been some relationship out there. But, I've also, there's all the talk about, why didn't Zara take Morgan with her? Why didn't she keep Morgan close to her side? Well, we don't know what's going out there. We only know what we're being fed in the edit. And Zara, I know this for sure, is one of the smartest women that you will ever meet. So she's very, very strategic, very smart, very sassy. So she has her reasons, and I'm sure once this is all over, we'll be hearing them, and I look forward to that.
Yeah. My only main concern for Zara, and I guess it's just my perception just based off the edit and what we're seeing, but it seems like that a lot of eyes are on Miles, AJ, and Kaylin in terms of being the best players, the biggest players. So my only worry for her is that by not making this move, she isn't raising her status to that level.
Yeah,
but also
for the
at the
jury.
same time, but at the same time, I feel like it would be similar for your season if you guys took out Raymond at 5 instead of Kirby. Where it's like you've now got 4 people, each with a huge resumes, but willing to knife each other because everyone understands that everyone's a massive
if Kirby was going through, she was winning. So she had that's and she could only vote for me. I could only vote for her because I think at that tribal council, everybody else had immunity.
Yeah. We do have a comment here from Childhood I do want to read out. It was a dumb move that pins down definite votes on her and slight chance of Miles wins the immunity. But if Kate's bad and AJ wins, she has more options to vote out if Miles wins and voting out Kate.
Yeah.
But I also think people might even look at Kaylin.
Yeah.
Because I think AJ, while he says Kaylin is a ticket to the end.
Yeah.
Is AJ maybe also reading that that Kaylin, obviously AJ knows Kaylin's playing a phenomenal strategic game as well. Is AJ certain he can beat Kaylin at the end?
Exactly. Well, you know, and you've got to back yourself, don't you? And especially at this time of this stage of the game, it's all about backing yourself and getting yourself one tribal council further. And who knows what Zara's thoughts were in terms of going to the end with AJ, or getting AJ out next, or knowing that she could beat him in that final immunity challenge, and going to the end with Kaylin or Miles. Yeah.
Actually, I would love to know, were you always going to go to the end with Mark from like the final 5 onwards? Was that like your plan with Mark, or were you planning on going to the end with anyone else?
Sorry, we just cut out there for a second. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My question was, were you always keen on going to the end with Mark from the final 5 onwards?
Yeah. If I'd won that final immunity challenge, I would have gone with Mark.
And how do you think you would have gone up against Mark? Because obviously both of you played very strategic, also very social games as well. Were you feeling confident you could have beaten him, or was it more like we've got no other options?
I thought that I had there were obviously people on the jury that I knew would vote for Mark, but then I also thought that there were people that wouldn't vote for Mark. I thought that I had a really, really good case against him. He had tried to vote me out so many times and not succeeded. And there were, other things going on behind the scenes, and I definitely felt like I had, I would give him a good crack. Yeah,
because Chadu does bring up that, but now Kaylin is an option, as AJ will stay by Kaylin's side, so at most Kaylin will go to fire against Zara if Miles wins, which will definitely lose.
Yeah,
but I don't know about that, because they could still target AJ. Because we've seen AJ's not been very good at challenges, so maybe he's the secret sauce to, like, maybe we don't go for Kaylin, we go for AJ, take him out at 4.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you don't know what's going on at the challenges as well. AJ obviously is a strong guy, but he hasn't done well at challenges. Is he going to pull it out at the end? Do you know what I mean? Like he might have, who knows?
Yeah, and I do have another question about Miles. Actually, he's been a huge underdog this season. He plays an idol for himself at the final 5, which I do think overall is a good move. But do you think he should have pushed it further and played it for Kate?
Well, I was thinking that as I was watching it, because my thoughts when I had my idol was I was going to try and play it for somebody else. And obviously I did, but I would have fucking loved to have seen him play it for Kate and see how the dice rolled. Like, how cool would that have been? It would have been fantastic. Like, so cool.
Yeah. I guess this move, is kind of similar to what you're trying to do at the final 6, right? Where it's like they've got 3, but you're trying to pull a minority of 2 to take out one of the big dogs. Like, how was your plan exactly in trying to execute it, trying to make sure that the 3 votes were going on to? It was Mark, right, that you played the idol for?
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you go about trying to maneuver the votes?
So it was just all about social strategy. Like, really, it's about having conversations with people, talking to Kirby and Mark, because I wanted Mark to vote for Ferris. Yeah. So that it would tie the vote, and then we would go for a revote and we would vote Ferris out, because either he played his idol and we got Raymond out, or he didn't play his idol and we got Ferris out.
Yeah. Did you ever consider playing the idol for Kitty? Because I believe that's when the Kitty went out.
Yeah. So that was the day that Kitty went home. Yeah. And Mark was like, "Why didn't you tell me about it?" And I was like, like Mucky, if you ever get on Survivor, are you going to tell people that you've got an idol, or are you going to keep it to yourself?
That is actually my plan. So my plan, right now, hear me out, because obviously when you hear my voice, you've known me for a small while now. Will you really trust anything I say? Like, I could tell you, I'm a spy, Are you going to believe I'm a spy? If I tell you I've got an idol, no one's going to believe I have an idol. So if I just keep telling everyone I've got an idol, no one's going to believe me.
Well, you can
Ultimate
show them.
strategy. True. But that's going too far. You get me? I like the suspicion.
Yeah. Well, obviously I didn't tell anybody, and I thought I had this, crazy wild plan that if it came off, like how fucking good would that have been at that final tribal council? It would have been so good.
That would have been the move of the season.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to give it the biggest crack that I could and try and make like these 3 moves in one, and it didn't pan out. And am I sad about that? For sure, but I can't have any regrets about it because you've got to go out swinging, don't you?
Exactly, and that's actually someone who I do want to talk about, to Morgan. Now, obviously, we don't get much of an edit around Morgan or any like screen time about her, but it did seem like in the episode that she got voted out on, that she was sort of just laying in the hammock waiting for people to come to her, which it kind of frustrates me. Obviously, as a fan, and I assume the same for you. It's like, if you're on the chopping block, you got to do everything you can. Even if you go out in a blaze of glory, at least you tried something.
Yeah.
Even if you misplay an idol, you at least tried to make something
absolutely work, and none of us are ever going to know what was going on with Morgan, but at the end of like how many we were at day 44 or whatever, then 43, then it's a fucking hard game. Like it's hard, really, really, really hard, just in terms of your hunger, the conditions, the heat, the everything. And so, there were other people in my season that also just hung out in the hammock, and, people would come and go. And I think what's really important, one of the most important strategies in Survivor, if not the most important, is your social play, your social gameplay. You've got to be having conversations with people, because if you're not, you don't know what's going on. And unfortunately, we hear from Morgan that she's been in the hammock all day, and I don't know. We don't know whether people went and had conversations with her or not. It's pretty sad. And I think we all work so hard to get out and play this game. So fucking like give it the best crack you've got.
Something that really made me laugh was actually last week, actually, in the episode that Kristen got voted out. When Morgan was complaining that Miles didn't come up to me with a plan. He's like, "You're on the bottom. You should be coming up to me with a plan."
Don't you just love that honesty? Like that, like, duh, like this is. Can't you read the room and see what's going on? And you can see, you can see who's been playing strategically and who hasn't. It is what it is, isn't it, Mucky?
Yeah, well, I actually wonder, maybe that's how AJ got so close with Kate and Morgan, is maybe he was like, obviously telling them that they've got such beautiful eyes, that they've got a lovely smile. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll do all the strategy for you. Just lay in the hammocks. I'll tell you who to vote."
I can't help but believe there was more to it than that, though. That there's more depth to AJ, and that there was way more to it than that, and that that AJ and Kate weren't close because he told her that she had beautiful eyes, but there was more to it. Like they had a much deeper connection. And when you're out there with these people and you're down to such a small group of people, and you've been with them for such a long time, you're really opening up about your life. Like these people spend more time, like we're literally with each other 24 hours a day. So they're seeing just as much as you, or if not more than your family, and definitely your closest friends. So you are talking about stuff that's very personal, and that brings you closer to some people. And, I think that there was probably more depth to AJ and Kate's relation, or, friendship, social game together than we saw,
Yeah, actually, a moment that also did really make me laugh was in this episode. Obviously, there's been a lot of jokes, made by Karen about how AJ is just like ChatGPT. You almost like type and compliment. You'll say it, and he's telling Kate, like, "Look, if you want to stay around, you got to put a vote onto Morgan." She starts crying, and you can tell he doesn't really know what to do. He's like, "Stop, no."
He wasn't obviously, he didn't think that he was going to get that reaction. I don't think he would have done it to hurt her, because at the end of the day, like, if Kate doesn't want to vote for Morgan, she doesn't have to vote for Morgan.
Yeah.
She's got her vote is hers, and at the end of the day, you can do whatever your vote is your own, and you do what you want with it. But if you want to make a move, and then you've got to weigh up those options, don't you? Those personal relationships or your position in the game, don't you? So it's hard. You spend so much time with these people, and so like, it's really hard to vote people off, and especially by the time, like, there's some people that you really connect with, and you're just like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, but I have to do it. I have to do it to further my game one more tribal council.
Yeah, and I guess this is a great time to ask you as well, because obviously Kate was very emotional, and she was saying, like, I can't, but Morgan's trying to tell her, to vote Morgan out. Were you ever thinking something similar at the start of the merge, when you, Kitty, and Eden were quite firmly on the bottom?
Was I thinking about voting any of them out?
Yeah, or like just flipping your vote to ensure you stayed one more day.
Never.
Nah?
No way.
You're right
no
or die?
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
there was no way. I can tell you that honestly from the bottom of my heart. Eden and Kitty were the last people I would have cut at that point, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, is there ever a point in time where you should turn on your closest ally? Obviously, we see it all the time happen in Survivor. Like, the Jesse and Cody vote in season 43 is a prime example of it as well. Yeah. Or do you just be like, we've played 2 amazing, great games. Why don't we just go all the way to the end and see what happens?
For me, personally, I think you go to the end with the person you think you can beat. And so however that pans out, that's what you do. So you're there at the end of the day. I was there at the end of the day to play a game to win $500,000 and become sole survivor. That was my sole reason for being there. So if that meant towards the end where it wasn't going to suit my game to go to the end with some of my people, then that's the way it was going to go. But it obviously didn't get to that. But was I willing to do it? Yep. Yeah.
Well, speaking of someone who will all easily cut, well, I don't think we'll need to cut them because they'll obviously lose at the final tribal council. It's Brendan, Australian Survivor memes. Hey Carolyn and everyone else. That's my new name, by the way.
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, so glad to see you've made it to the live, Brendan. And Childhood says Mucky would only tell Eileen or Sneaky Steve about my idol, and you're absolutely right. I just can't help myself.
And now me.
And now you. Obviously, we're island besties, as best favorites. And Caroline, would you ever play again? And if you did, what season theme would you like to play in?
Oh, that's a really good question. Okay, 100% I would play again. No question about it. What season I would love to play is potentially Blood versus Water. I've got 3 really amazing kids, and I've got a daughter that is like super smart, super smart. I'd love to go out there and play with her. That would be like a dream come true. So haven't told anyone that before, other than my fam. I tell her all the time.
Yeah. Well, how about Australia versus New Zealand, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be amazing, Mucky.
Yeah. I reckon I could be like, I was on Survivor New Zealand. You don't need to fact check it. It's fine.
Gosh.
Yeah, and it's 100% agree. Get Caroline back on the island now. 100%. 100%.
Thanks, mate.
Well, we did have a cheeky twist though, Caroline.
What? Tell me.
We had a cheeky, juicy twist at Tribal where it was another twist where you could win another individual immunity. And we've seen this happen pre-merge twice. One on your season, except only 3 people.
I wasn't there. Yep.
And also for Heroes vs Villains as well, which is arguably the greatest tribal of all time. And I just love to hear your thoughts. Like, was this a good spot to have this twist in, or do you think the twist only really works pre-merge?
I would much prefer it pre-merge, obviously. But what my other question, just in addition to this, is would why didn't they have Kaylin there? Like, I think
Yeah,
that might have added a little bit more spice to it, because if Kaylin wins this immunity and Kate doesn't, you know, Kaylin then has the opportunity to potentially give his immunity, one of his immunities, to somebody else. And I don't
yeah,
know. I would have liked a bit more spice there.
yeah,
We love a bit of spice, but like, it was okay. It didn't change the game too much, other than, it was Kate this, it was Morgan going home this episode and Kate the
yeah,
next episode. Would it have changed the order that they went home? Who knows, but
yeah,
probably not. So yeah, I mean, and it was, like, how good would it have been if the vote had been changed and somebody decided to protect Morgan? Like, it would have been fantastic, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, baby.
yeah. Well, something I've sort of found about non-elims is that we've seen a lot of them happen very late on in the game, with like the Ernst twist, the random like cage twist from Heroes vs Villains. And something that I found is that often the vote never changes because you're just so locked into who you think you can win against at the end, or who you want to go to the end with, that like doesn't matter who gets voted out.
Mucky,
Whether
sorry,
they
can
can
you
like
just
go back up.
sorry, can you just say that again? I just missed that first part. So sorry.
Okay.
My
Oh, okay.
internet's obviously, it just played up a little bit, and I just missed the first part of that question. So
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. Basically, what I was saying is that I feel like for a lot of non-elims that happen late merge, like it doesn't change the
Yeah.
outcome that much because you're so locked
Yeah.
in to like your final
Yeah.
plans and stuff. I do think this twist works a lot
Yeah.
more pre-merge. We've seen two phenomenal
Yeah.
results with a pre-merge, but I'd love to
Yeah.
know if this twist happened to you guys, how would things have gone? Like, let's say Rihanna wins immunity.
Oh my God. And who else is, so who's left in the game, Mucky?
So it's just after
So
Sarah
there's
went out.
Ferris. Yep. So Ferris, Raymond, Kirby,
Yeah.
Mark, myself, Kitty.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. I believe
Who goes?
Kirby won immunity, I think. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I can't remember everything like verbatim. So I mean, I can remember who was obviously left in the game if, who would have gone home?
All right. Let's say
So let's say we play this challenge,
Yeah.
and who wins immunity?
Let's say Kitty, because Kitty's the one that ends up going home.
Yeah.
So now Kirby and Kitty have won immunity. You've still got your idol,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still targeting Ferris. How do you think the vote like changes there? You reckon?
Well, see, I would still be playing the idol for Mark, wouldn't I? And so therefore, Ferris or Raymond are going home, aren't they?
True. Now, what happens if Ferris wins immunity? So Ferris and Kirby both have immunity.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have gone?
So, I think we would have probably done quite a live tribal and kind of probably hashed it out. There were a few live tribals that you kind of didn't see. I'm just trying to think. I mean, obviously, I would have still been targeting Ferris or Raymond to get out. So I've got Kitty with me. I've got Mark with me. I might have Kirby with me. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, if Kirby knew that she won immunity and that she had a shot to get out Ferris, like potentially Ferris or Raymond are going home.
Yeah.
Still.
I guess a question about your season as well. Why didn't you get more credit for the winner blindside? In your thoughts?
My thoughts. My thoughts. I think that the way that the edit played out, the winner needed to get that. Like, obviously, they wanted the winner to get that.
Yeah.
And obviously, that was, the way that the edit went. I can't do anything about it. I know, like I said to you, and to you, Shadu, like, you you know what you did out there, you know the moves you
Yeah.
made, you know these social plays, because obviously, like I had just we had just merged, and I was getting to know Ferris, and I wanted to work with Ferris. Like I was excited to like, and we were, you know, it doesn't really show it on the show, but you know, Kitty and I talked about the fact that we didn't have to vote every vote together. Like if she wanted to vote one way and I wanted to vote another way, that we were both free to do that. Like, yes, we might have been a duo out there, but we still had our individual game to play, and I didn't want her to hamper me, and I didn't want to hinder her. So yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate things, isn't it?
Yeah. And I guess it's really hard because how many people vote for winners? Like 5 or 6 people, and you've got your own individual perspectives, your own groundwork that you did individually. So it must be so hard to actually claim who did what.
Yeah, that's why Eden went home.
Yeah,
because Jaden was getting back. He was like, he wanted to get retribution for winner.
Yeah.
So
and
that
actually,
was hard.
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that was hard.
Yeah. We do get 2 comments here who I do really want to read out, where Charlie reckons it would have changed a lot as Zara wanted K-Tail and Miles wanted to keep Morgan.
Yeah.
So if Morgan's still in the game, I bet Zara would have been more influenced for AJ out next round.
Exactly.
And Brendan says he would like to see them play for an advantage instead of immunity, like a steal the vote or extra vote.
Absolutely.
That would have been a lot better.
Yeah. And hopefully, you know, somebody from, you know, production reads this and gets the hint, because I totally agree with you, Brendan. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it would have just made the vote a lot more interesting, because now they can't split on Kate and Morgan. And does Miles or Zara make the flip then?
Yeah. Well, what choice do they have? They have to.
Yeah. And we do have this one last comment about Times vs. Rebels, then we'll go on to the rest of the cast. But what's Kelly like from Times vs. Rebels in person? is she a lot calmer than the edit, or she? No?
No. She's Kelly is what you see is what you get.
Awesome. Yeah. I do love very extroverted.
She's a gorgeous person, but she is like she's wild and crazy, but she's also a mum, and you know, she's very devoted to her kids, and she loves Survivor, but she, you know, she's chaotic. She's chaotic. That night that she came into our camp, we were all asleep, and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, we thought the whole tribe was arriving. Like, that's how much noise she made. We were like, what the fuck is going on here? She made so much noise and so much commotion that it felt like there were 10 people arriving, not one.
You could almost make a horror movie with Kelly, you know, the whoop whoop, like have that playing like a dark mansion or something. It's like, oh my god, just Kelly. But let's have a quick look at the remaining cast of the season, though. So this was our pre-season rankings with the Caroline. As you can see,
I'm just putting my glasses on.
Oh, all good.
Oh yeah.
As you can tell, we were so on point, right? We were so on point. With Zara's first boot, Kaylin and Kate pre-merge, AJ post-merge, Miles and Morgan,
my god,
winner predictions.
Mucky.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a good prediction, but no.
Yeah, like we don't know what the winner is, but I mean, look at pre-merge first boot, Zara. What were you thinking?
I don't know. Look, I'm Mucky. Okay, does anything make sense? No, this season doesn't make sense either. But
you know what? This is what's good about it, because you know it like everything's changed up, everything's unexpected. That's what you want, you know. If this had actually unfolded, like how boring would that have been? You would have been like, "This is a shit season. I hate it."
Yeah.
You know, look how well we did. You want to be surprised.
Yeah. Exactly. But we do say goodbye to Morgan, though, sadly, who I was low-key expecting her to be like a Nellie Anderson for some reason. Like preseason,
Yeah,
I was like, oh
right.
my God, she's going to be a
Yeah.
massive player, massive character. And I had a look. She got less confessionals than Zen,
Yeah.
than Ali, than
Oh.
Nash. And guess what? She's tied for
What?
confessionals with who's the guy that quit just before the merge? Oh, it was Ben. She's tied for
Ben.
confessionals with Ben. Like, how crazy is that,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, that's a purple.
Yeah. But I mean, we kind of
Yeah.
talked about it where I mean, I understand why she was maybe purpled if she wasn't really strategizing or scrambling or anything
Contributing.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you're just
Yeah, you
laying in the
can.
hammock all day, like you
Yeah.
don't really have much to say, right?
Yeah, and I guess, that's what we want as viewers. We want people that are there to fucking play the game, like
Yeah,
try their hardest, do their best. And as hard as it is, and it's like I've already gone over it, but yeah, it's really hard and it does wear people down. So, yeah.
yeah. And the next player we say goodbye to is unfortunately Kate, which at the start I was like, who's Kate? But then it was like, oh my God, love Kate,
Yeah,
you
she's
know?
awesome. Oh,
And
she was amazing.
I'd love to see her play a second time.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
would. I feel
Yeah.
like
And we've just, like, I don't know whether you've read her social media recently, but when she posted the next morning, she talked about she has severe OCD and how she played out there with severe OCD. Like, it's hard enough, but I
yeah,
think to have played with that, she's amazing. Like, that takes a lot of mental strength out there, and you
yeah.
need a lot of mental strength to have stayed this long in the game anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when like there's just so much that's just not in your control,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep.
And trying to
Yep.
be, I guess, like controlling things as they happen, like it's just never
Yeah.
going to work out, right?
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Because what's one element of the game that like really took you by surprise? Was it just like the conditions, like the people, the strategy?
A lot of things, actually. There's quite a bit of downtime, like as in waiting time, and that was unexpected. Like, you don't know
Yeah,
that, but of course that's what happens. Also, I need my Kindle, my earplugs, and a
yeah,
comfy pillow to go to sleep. And I didn't know how I was like the one thing that I was most worried about was how I was going to sleep. And
yeah.
I didn't sleep for the first 3 nights out there, like
Oh my
not
gosh.
at all, like none.
Yeah,
And obviously we didn't eat either. And so by that 4th night, I was just like, Caroline, you have to sleep. Like, you have to
yeah,
sleep tonight. And I did. And then from then on, I have to say I slept better on the Rebels Beach, on the ocean beach, better than where the Titans Beach was. I slept with the ocean at right at our feet, and I slept on a palm frond on the sand rather than on bamboo at the Titans Beach, and I was more comfortable like that. It was really, really cold, but I actually slept really well, and that shocked me. That was unexpected, but gratefully accepted.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, sleep must be so hard going
Oh
from a
yeah,
comfy pillow to just like, hard
yeah.
bamboo and sand and stuff.
And it's not just
Yeah,
the foreign environment either, is it? It's you're sleeping with a ton of people around you. You like when you
yeah,
start out, yeah, you've got 12 people on your
yeah,
drive, and 12 of
yeah,
you are sleeping in a pretty shitty shelter that you've managed
yeah,
to put together in an afternoon. That, my God, and all the people's noises and smells and
yeah,
oh God, we would lie awake at night. So once the sun went down, which was, pretty early, we would go into our shelter and we would tell stories, and we would have some of the craziest, wildest bedtime stories. Like, Eden was amazing at bedtime stories. Jaden, winner, were just
yes,
Nathan, like, so good at these bedtime stories. And it kind of got you to a point where you chilled out and you could just fall asleep. So it was great.
Yeah. It must be so rude though. Like, excuse me, you're falling asleep to my story. Don't wake up.
Yeah, no, I don't think
Yeah.
nobody stopped anybody from sleeping. Like, I think you could
Yeah.
catch, anytime you could catch some Z's, you did.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, because you
But
were asleep as soon as, sometimes we were asleep when the sun went down, but as soon as the sun's up, you're up. And
yeah,
some
and I
people
guess
before that, yeah.
it must be so hard trying to sleep during the day as well, because everyone's moving around. You've got like the smoke from the fire and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And
never slept during the day. Like some people, like if we had days off, they would nap or whatever. I never did that. Like I just was in a routine of going to sleep when everybody, when we all went to sleep, and then just waking up with the sun, and you'd hear a little bit of chatter, and you'd slowly wake up, and yeah, it was great. It was really great.
yeah. And we've got these final four
Yep.
contestants here: Zara, Kaylin, AJ, and Miles, all original brains. They've
Yep.
done it. Two
Yep.
for two.
They've
And
done a pagonging.
They have done a bit gong. Yeah, all the Brawn completely gone.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear from you. Who's your winner pick?
Well, I think from the edit, it has to be AJ or Miles.
Yeah.
That's my pick. I don't know who's going to, obviously I would love a female there in the end, but I think with the edit, the way that it sits, that it has to be an AJ or a Miles. What do you think?
I really want Miles to win. I really do. And it's not just for the ego because we chose him as our winner pick, but I've just loved his underdog story where he was originally the Meg of the season, where everyone was hating on him for no reason, to being a lovable underdog. And even just learning about the moves he did. Like I was reading something on Twitter where his vote on taking up PD, apparently Karen was like forming numbers with like Kristen, with PD, and obviously with Zara, Logan, and stuff like that. And so that move was actually the beginning of taking down like Karen. It's like, who would have thought, right? It just seemed like just a random idol play. But no, he's been like very calculated.
I think Miles is a really there's look at those 4 graduates that are still postgraduates that are still there. Like they are 4 huge, crazily smart people, the 4 of them. So there's a lot of they're on the brains tribe for a reason. So and Miles is no exception. He's obviously a really, really smart guy. Obviously he strategy was a very, very important part of his game, and we love that, don't we? I love it too. You love it? It's really that to me forms part of a winning game. Like I think if you haven't got strategy, then I don't think that you've got any business being up there without it.
Yeah. I can see a scenario though, because we've seen the next time on that is pretty much if Miles loses the immunity, then he's out, he's gone. Yeah. I can potentially see an episode very similar to the episode where Luke went out. And Chamber's Best Contenders too, where it's like you knew he was going. But that really dragged out because it's just so heartbreaking. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God, I remember that as well. Yeah, that was really heartbreaking because we had such a soft spot for Luke, didn't we?
Oh, he's my favorite player.
Yeah.
He got me into Survivor. Season 2 was my first proper season watching Survivor Live. So
lucky.
I know. Yeah, I'm really excited for the next season of Survivor, where apparently he's coming back. So
yeah,
I guess we can chat more about that towards the end. But Kaylin though breaks Survivor history. 6 individual immunity wins. Does it also top American Survivor as well?
Yep, it does. It's tops. It tops International Survivor for sure.
Oh my gosh!
So apparently, there've been a lot of 5s. Like people have had like Australian Survivor and International Survivor 5s, but he's topped International Survivor, which is that's huge. That's and are we likely to see? I don't think I can emphasize enough how hard it would have been to get to that. So this might be a like a it mightn't be broken for a
Oh, sorry, Caroline, we've lost you. Hang on. Sorry, guys, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We've lost you.
Oh, come on. Oh, you're back. I'm so sorry.
There?
Again.
Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. I was just like, quick, Instagram, quick.
Yeah. I could see it working. Where I'm living in an apartment in a warehouse at the moment, and I'm literally like in a concrete bunker. So we do have like an extender, but sometimes and usually in the internet's really, really good, but obviously it's obviously a little bit. So I'm sorry about that. So sorry.
Oh, that's all good. You're just chatting about Canon breaking the international survivor winning. Do you reckon it could potentially be broken anytime soon?
Well, and I think you didn't hear my response. My response was, how hard is it going to be to break it? Like, that's going to take a huge effort to break it. Yeah,
especially because it's also going over 2 seasons as well. Like, I think Brooke is 5 immunity wins over 2 seasons. I think Shan is something similar as well, but this is just 1 season. As well, right?
Yeah, I think Brooke didn't Brooke have she had 5 immunity wins. Didn't she have 5 immunity wins? I'm pretty sure.
Hang on.
Are you going to look it up?
I probably should. I was trying to count. It's like, no, I can't do maths. Hang on.
There's no way that I can remember stuff like that off the top of my head. Like, some things I can really remember, and I can't remember all that stuff.
Because All Stars, okay, this is a very Australian Survivor hot take, but All Stars is one of my favorite seasons of Australian Survivor.
Yeah.
Oh, are you there? Yeah. All Stars is one of my favorite seasons of Australian Survivor. Like, a lot of people aren't. All Stars is one of my favorite seasons of Survivor.
Yeah.
And I had to look, and in All Stars, Brooke won 4 immunity wins.
There you go. Yeah,
and I think Haley won 4, Brian won 4. I think David has won 4 as well. And and just some quick comments as well, because I didn't realize I was missing out on so many. But what do you feel is more essential on Survivor, more sleep or more calories and food?
Jenny's asking, what do you feel is more essential, more sleep, more calories and food? Sleep.
I mean, true, because I guess, like, a calmed mind will always, what is it, like, mental is always more important than physical. Okay, And through the whole experience, what is the strategizing percentage compared to downtime and just social chat? Like, is there a lot more strategy we don't see, or is it mostly just everyday kind of stuff?
Oh, no, there is a whole lot more strategy than that you don't see. Like, so much.
Yeah.
Downtime, like, there were certain periods of the time out there where we weren't allowed to talk strategy. So if the cameras weren't on, then we could only talk social chat. Like, we couldn't talk any strategy at all. And they were very clear, emphatic, and tough about that. So I would say that when we could talk and the cameras were on, that the percentage, I would say, well, for me, it was probably like 80% strategy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because you're talking strategy while you're talking socially, aren't you? It all kind of, you mesh it together because you're getting to know people, but you're also wanting to know where they feel in the game, what they feel about certain people, what they feel about different moves, what their perspectives are. So, and that's all, like, so your social game is part of your strategy, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And for me personally, social's always been more important than strategy as well, because I feel like overall, if you're liked, less people are willing to target you. But if you're over strategizing, people
and they want to keep you around. Yeah. I mean, look how many times we've seen where people are really disliked, and like unless they want to keep them around to win the end, then I mean, that's a definite. I think you've got to be part likable person. I mean, you look at somebody like Russell, and obviously not a very well-liked person, but extremely clever. But he definitely had social capital as well. But he was able to be a villain and a strategist at the same time.
Yeah. No, I'm calling it Nellie White was a pure strategist. Russell did nothing. That's my Survivor hot take. I did not like Russell. Do you think we'll get
I didn't like Russell at all either. Ugh, my God.
Oh my gosh. Look at us. Great minds think alike. Island besties. New Zealand versus Australia.
Let's go.
Do you think we'll get a preview for Australia versus the World at the end of the season? I hear rumors it comes out in late June. I don't know. Like,
Jenny,
have you heard any?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope that, and quite often, like at the end of a US season, we get a preview of the next season. But because our seasons, we only get one season a year normally here in Australia, it will be very interesting to see whether, because obviously it will be ready. I'm sure it will be ready to go soon. So I reckon we could put some money on the fact that there will be some little titillating tidbit that they're going to tease us with at the end of this season. I hope so.
Yeah. If there is, I'll do a live reaction review of it. So keep an eye out for that. Sorry, folks, some technical issues. The highest in US survivors, 5 immunities, I believe, with Michael Colby. Caroline, what do you prefer, Australia or US Survivor?
Oh, Chaddy, you can't do that to me, mate. I mean, I have to say Australian Survivor. I have to back us. Yeah. Like, I think especially comparing us to the new era. Like, we're playing 47 days. They're playing 26 days. There's 18 of them. There's 24 of us. Our challenges are so much more difficult. Although I would say that this season, I think they've amped it up a bit. But I just don't think so. I think that the Australian Survivor, like, it's really legit. Like, it's super hard out there, and 47 days is nearly double 26 days. So let's go AUS, baby, all the way.
Yeah, AUS, spew era, not new era, and I 100% agree with that. But unfortunately, that does bring us towards the end of our podcast. But Caroline, where can people find you? Are you doing any cool, exciting projects or anything at the moment?
I've started doing a few speaking events. I'm obviously loving doing podcasts at the moment. I've been podcasting a bit throughout this season with lots of different people, and that's been really fun. So you just search me and you'll find all those. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Mummalicious, also on TikTok, and I don't really use Facebook very much. I'm definitely not on it every day, but I'm on Insta every day. So chuck me a DM, chuck me a like, love to see you. I really like interacting with everybody, and I adore this Survivor community because that's what makes this show so special.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
Well. You're such a legend, such a queen, obviously. And I'm grateful we can establish our new bestie relationship,
Totally. We are besties, okay?
Besties.
Alliances. Yeah.
Alliances.
Absolutely,
exactly.
Mucky. This has been so much fun. This has been great. I think we've really touched on all the important things that we needed to touch on for this week in Australian Survivor, and I really appreciated the opportunity to talk to you and get to know you and chat with the fans out there as well. It's been great.
Yeah, and if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button. Oh my gosh, Caroline. It's got a winky face. Are you impressed with the amazing graphic design? Are you impressed with the graphic design of the Winky face? It took so much effort.
That's funny.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good job.
If you're new, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let us know down below who you think is going to win. I'll be here next week with Hamish. Hamish is coming back. He's been away on a work trip at the moment. So Hamish will be back to discuss the finale with me. But until then, ka kite anō, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.